A momentary lapse of reason on behalf of the French Ministry of Culture has led to former 60s pop combo Pink Floyd being booked to play 2 Midsummer Solstice concerts to 160,000 people here at Louis XIV's Palace of Versailles near Paris. All in a day's work for a group who do everything on a huge scale, like Texans to the Floyd. Big is beautiful.
We had a look round and we thought, whatever would be fabulous fun, whatever place was nice would create an interesting atmosphere, not within the general run-of-the-mill of ordinary shows that everyone has seen in places before. We thought we'd just find anywhere happening, groovy. Dinosaur rock, pomp rock, I don't care what you call it, it's fine with me. It's, we think of it as a multimedia event.
There's no sensation to compare with this. Suspended animation, state of bliss. Gotta keep my mind from the circling skies. Tongue-tied and twisted, just an earthbound misfit.
Well, there's always a tremendous atmosphere, and I think actually, if anything, that's one thing that's really kept the enthusiasm going.
I mean, if it's anything we decide to change that's major, I think it's like 65 computers have to be changed, so you kind of have to keep things fairly regular.
Yeah, the technology level is really quite frightening, really. It often feels I'm strumming a little D chord, and there's sort of 85 boffins fiddling with the computers in the background.
Now things are so tight and close to the recorded versions. Does that bore you at all ever?
No, I mean, I hate to sort of take exception to all these questions you asked me, but first of all, I'd say that certainly we were. There was a lot of improvisation in the mid-60s when we started, the late 60s.
Floyd's first film, Live at Pompeii, was one of rock's first ever concert movies, and still a big seller on video.
But the 70s was a much more calculated show.
Strangers passing in the street, by chance two separate glances meet, and I am you and what I see is me.
I think we peaked as far as that was concerned with the wall, which was entirely structured, and it was timed to the last degree to enable the structure of the wall to be built.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Stage manager, Howard Hopkins. The other half of we, production
Hi
director,
there.
Robbie Williams.
What do you do with that thing after the show?
Jonathan Walton. JT, man, the best. Wait now look at this motley crew. Look at these guys. Okay, this is the team. This is part of the team.
So you're the lighting director?
I'm the lighting director.
So what's the challenge in making a light show like this?
Having everybody hang around all the time.
Warning right away.
Keyboard player.
Why have all the musicians got video recorders?
I'm having a great time.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
How far have you been with them?
I started with them last August.
Yeah?
We've been on the road a year.
What's the feeling about playing somewhere like this?
Look at that.
Well, I think, wouldn't the king have been, Louis XIV, been appalled at this sort of decadence?
No.
No?
I think this is right up his alley. That's the beauty of this entire concert.
Yeah. This is the most important part of the show. Smoke. Once you shoot it tonight, you'll see. Tell us about your writing on the new LP. It seems that old undercurrent, Floyd undercurrent of madness, of interest in madness.
I mean, it's not an obsession with madness particularly. I mean, I don't think there's anything particularly on the new album about madness, is there?
It strikes me that not so much madness, more depression.
Well,
pointlessness of life, almost.
Yes, well, that's something that I think about. I don't know, it's from a different angle than the way Roger wrote, but I don't know, maybe it's catching. So sometimes in my darker moments I ponder on those things and sometimes write about them.
Is that when you write, in your darker moments?
Often, yeah, because the darker emotions tend to be the more powerful ones. And it's hard to write a happy song.
How much effect
except for John Denver.
did Syd Barrett have on you? Because it strikes me you were the closest to him. You taught him a lot of the guitar playing.
We were friends from when we were 14. We went on holidays together in the south of France, and camping in tents and being arrested together on the front in Saint-Tropez for busking and all that stuff.
Madcap or genius, Floyd founder member Syd Barrett is one of rock's legendary missing persons. It was Syd who combined the names of two obscure Georgia bluesmen to form Pink Floyd. Syd, who wrote the group's early psychedelic pop hits, Arnold Lane and See Emily Play, and Syd, whose drug journeys went too far, tipping him over the edge and out of the group in 1968. Two solo LPs, hinting at catatonia, were released in 1970, and then silence.
When we play, I think the way the act's developed in the last 6 months has been influenced rather a lot by the fact that we've played in ballrooms, necessarily, because, you know, that this is obviously the first market. But I think concerts have given us a chance to realise that maybe the music we play isn't directed at dancing necessarily like normal pop groups.
I see the group for the first time in my life.
This time?
This evening.
So
for the first time.
You like from the records?
Yes, I like it very much.
Have you heard of Syd Barrett?
Yes.
Early member. What do you think has happened to him?
The greatest.
It'd be a wonderful thing if one could imagine that Syd would become well again and everything would be happy and rosy, but the world doesn't work like that, so I'm sure that would. And his relevance in Pink Floyd wouldn't, I mean, that would not be, you know, there's when he left, there was very soon no relevance really for his type of thing, because the guy was definitely a genius. Some of the stuff he wrote is absolutely brilliant, I think.
When Syd Barrett left Pink Floyd in March 1968, bass player Roger Waters began to assume more and more control, culminating in 1979's extravaganza The Wall, Waters' thinly disguised psychological autobiography. After one further LP, 83's The Final Cut, Waters left the stationary band to pursue a solo career and continues to regard Pink Floyd as dissolved. He will be seeing the rest of his former colleagues in court later this year.
Life's too short to piss around with all that stuff, you know. My view on it is very simple, you know. I have a right to carry on doing my career. I've spent 20 years doing it, and I'm not going to have anyone tell me that I can't do it, and it's as simple as that. As long as I carry on doing it well, to the best of my ability, and and people still are willing to pay to come and see and listen and buy the records and stuff, then no one is going to prevent me from doing that.
The babbling that I grew up. Seas of faces, eyes upraised, empty screen, vacant look.
We tend to favour a sort of style of performing that uses these sort of devices, these sort of montages of sound, which I still like. I mean, I know we've used them for years, and hopefully there are new sounds that come in, but certainly it's an old idea. But I still find it a fascinating one.
What do you get out of a show like tonight, which is a special event on the tour? What will you get out of it emotionally?
Well, God, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it, really? What people get out of doing this for a living, I don't know.
What do you get out of it?
It's very good for the ego. It's good for the bank balance, and it's very sort of satisfying. I mean, it's a very immediate way of getting your creative rocks off, if you like. I mean, the old cliches are the only ones that really fit.